You're about to try again. New direction, new system, maybe just getting yourself to sit down and actually start the thing you've been avoiding for 6 months. And right on cue, that voice shows up. Remember last time? Remember how you failed? Remember the version of you who screwed this up so completely that it still stings to think about it? And here's what actually happens in that moment. Not metaphorically, not poetically. Self-condemnation activates your anterior cingulate cortex, the same neural region that processes physical injury. Your brain does not distinguish between punching yourself in the face and telling yourself you're a failure who will never change. The pain signal is identical. So every time you replay your own greatest mistakes and call it accountability, you're literally hurting yourself with your own past. And you've been doing it for years. Here's the thing nobody explained. Most of us were taught, forgiveness is an act of charity. You forgive someone because they apologized, because they deserve it, because it's the morally correct thing to do. And underneath that teaching is a belief most of us never examined, that forgiveness is for the other person, that if you let go of what they did, you're somehow letting them off the hook, that if you stop being angry, it means what happened was acceptable. This is completely backwards. Forgiveness is not a gift you give someone else. It is the process of evicting them from your nervous system. And this is where it gets physical. When you hold resentment, your body runs a cortisol loop you cannot override with positive thinking. The memory triggers the amygdala. The amygdala signals threat. Cortisol floods your bloodstream. Over time, chronically elevated cortisol degrades your sleep architecture, blunts your emotional regulation, and literally shrinks the hippocampal neurons responsible for distinguishing past from present. Your nervous system stops knowing the difference between what happened 5 years ago and what's happening right now. The person who wronged you has moved on. They might not even remember what they did. But your body is still living in the original injury, paying the biological price for a debt someone else walked away from. Viktor Frankl, after surviving the camps, wrote something that reframed this entire mechanism for me. Between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Resentment is what happens when you hand that space to someone who does not even know they are holding it. You're not trapped by what they did. You're trapped by the version of the story you keep retelling yourself. And every retelling is another dose of cortisol you are volunteering for. There are 4 people you have to forgive if you actually want to heal. And I don't mean a vague spiritual release. I mean the specific, uncomfortable, granular work of naming what happened and deciding you are done carrying it. The first is your parents, living or gone, whether they gave you everything they had or fell catastrophically short. Here's the biology that removes the shame from this one. Attachment patterns formed in childhood physically shape the development of your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for emotional regulation, for impulse control, for your ability to feel safe in connection with other people. If your parents could not meet you where you were, that wiring adapted to protect you. This is not a character flaw. It is a design response to an environment you did not choose. But staying angry at a parent for what they could not give is like staying angry at a broken vending machine. It never contained what you needed in the first place. Thank them for what they could offer, even if all they could offer was your life. And let the rest go. Not because they deserve it, because you deserve a nervous system that is not still waiting for an apology that may never come. The second it is the people you once loved, the ones who did not stay, the ones who could not meet you where you were. The honest truth is that the human brain processes romantic rejection through the same neurological pathways as drug withdrawal. That hollow ache, the compulsive urge to check their social media, the way your mind drifts to them when you are tired or alone, that is not love. That is dopamine withdrawal running through the same mesolimbic pathway that lights up when an addict stops using. You are not broken for struggling to move on. You are a mammal whose brain is doing exactly what mammalian brains do when attachment is severed. But here is what you have to understand. Closure is not something they give you. Closure is something you build, brick by brick, every time you stop yourself from reopening a door that life already closed. Wish them peace. Wish them healing. Mean it or do not mean it. The wishing itself is the practice. Then stop checking to see if the door has moved. The third is everyone else. Friends who disappeared, strangers who cut you off in traffic, colleagues who undermined you, people who let you down in ways that still make your jaw tighten when you think about them. You do not need an apology to forgive. You do not need them to understand what they did. You do not even need them to still be alive. Forgiveness in this category is a unilateral decision to wipe the slate clean, not for them, for you. Every hour you spend resenting someone who is not thinking about you is an hour you have donated to a cause that pays nothing back. The math is simple and brutal and ultimately freeing. The fourth one is the hardest. It is yourself, the version of you who made the mistake, the version who did not know better, the version who knew better and did it anyway, the version who wasted time, who hurt people, who failed to become the person you convinced yourself you should already be by now. Self-forgiveness is not a feeling. It is a decision you remake every morning until your brain catches up. And here is why it has not worked before. You have been trying to forgive yourself before you have done the work of naming what you are actually angry about. You cannot release something you refuse to look at directly. So here's what you do. Today, pick one of the four, just one. Write down what you are actually angry about, not the surface story, the thing underneath it. The private thought you do not say out loud. The sentence that plays in your head at 2 a.m. Write it, read it back to yourself. And then write this: I am done carrying this. You do not send it to anyone. You do not save it in a folder marked important. You name the thing, you declare it finished, and you let the paper prove to your nervous system that the event is over. This will not work the first time. Forgiveness is a practice, not an event. Your brain has been running this resentment loop for years. The neural pathways are deep and well rehearsed, and they will not dissolve because you wrote one sentence on one Tuesday afternoon. But here is what to expect. At some point, maybe in 3 days, maybe in 3 weeks, you will realize you went an entire day without thinking about them, without replaying the conversation, without the phantom cortisol hit. That moment is your nervous system starting to trust you again. That moment is the space Frankl was talking about. And once you feel it once, you will understand why forgiveness has nothing to do with weakness and everything to do with finally putting down the weight you were never supposed to carry in the first place. You cannot move forward if you are still dragging everything behind you.